Hi everyone, I'm Miss Johnson and today I'm going to teach you a fun activity called shopping list. Now what I love about this math activity is that it looks at math in a very real life applicable way, going grocery shopping. So let's take a look at the materials that you're going to need. You're going to need a pencil, the grocery list that is attached to the lesson, along with the grocery shopping budget that is also attached to the lesson. In addition, you will need some access to grocery store prices. So that could either be using flyers or online looking at grocery store flyers. Now let's get started. The object of this activity is to figure out how to get the most bang for our buck, to figure out which items are the most cost effective. We're going to be doing this by comparing two different options of the same item. So let me explain. We're either going to look at two different sizes, two different brands, or the same item at two different grocery stores to figure out the unit price in order to see which item we should be buying and from which store. So I'm going to do an example. I'm going to explain it a bit more, and then it's your turn to give this activity a try. To start this activity, you're going to need the grocery list. So taking a look at the grocery list, we see that it's divided into a chart. So we have the item, then the cost of brand 1 or the cost of size 1 or grocery store 1, and then we're going to have to figure out the unit cost. So either per 100 grams, per pound, etc. Then we're going to do the same thing for a different option of the exact same item and figure out its unit price in order to determine which item we should be buying. So I have my two grocery store flyers, and I actually see on the very front page they both have an option for raspberries. So we're going to take a look at the unit price for those raspberries. So I went ahead and filled out my chart so far with the two prices from the flyers. So flyer 1 gave me a price of $1.88 per 170 grams, while flyer 2 gave me $3.99 for 340 grams. Now it's time to figure out the unit price. So since I'm dealing with grams, I'm going to figure out the unit price per 100 grams. So for flyer 1, I'm going to take $1.88 and divide that by 170. What this is doing is giving me the price per 1 gram. Then I will times that number by 100 in order to figure out the price per 100 grams, which turns out to be $1.11. I've put that into my chart, and now it's time to figure out the unit price per flyer 2. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take $3.99 and I'm going to divide it by 340 in order to determine the price per 1 gram. Then I'm going to take that price and times it by 100, which gives me $1.17. So I'm going to fill that in my chart. After comparing the two brands or the two flyers, I see that brand 1 is cheaper per 100 grams. So although flyer 2 gave me more grams, it's actually cheaper to buy brand 1. Now I want you to fill out the whole chart, doing the same thing for 10 items. Then what you're going to do is you're going to write your grocery list. So you have a budget of $100, and you're going to determine what items you're going to buy and how many of each item to get as close to $100 without going over. Thanks for joining me today and learning how to apply math to everyday situations. I hope you had fun while learning something. Thanks again. Bye-bye.